In my previous video, I talked about the type of relationship you have with yourself. I began it by saying that many of us don't have a very healthy relationship with ourselves. In this video, I want to talk a bit more about the reasons why this is true. The reasons why we may have a less than ideal relationship with ourselves varies based on our lived experiences. Our earliest sense of self-worth in regard to our feeling worthy of being loved and taken care of begins in early childhood and in our earliest relationship with our primary caregivers. If our basic needs are provided for and we feel cared for and secure, we are able to recognize ourselves as being worthy of love. If our needs aren't met or are met inconsistently, we may not recognize ourselves as being worthy of love, or we may have a hard time recognizing ourselves as being worthy of love. This earliest relationship contributes to what is called our attachment style. Attachment styles can be experienced in 4 different ways based on your early caregiver relationship. These 4 ways are anxious or preoccupied, dismissive or avoidant, disorganized or fearful avoidant, and secure. Our attachment style influences how we relate to others, particularly our intimate relationships. In these relationships, we may find ourselves subconsciously repeating certain patterns within them that may cause complications or difficulties in our lives. So to look at these 4 styles a bit closer, for those who have an anxious or preoccupied attachment style, you may be preoccupied with receiving the approval of others and seeing others as better than yourself. It may feel hard for you to focus on the quality of the relationship you have with yourself because you're looking to others to help you to feel better about yourself. For those with a dismissive or an avoidant attachment style, you may experience yourself as a self-contained, self-sufficient individual, but it can be hard for you to experience and express your feelings. You may recognize yourself as a capable being, but you're not able to experience yourself fully as a person because it can be easy for you to dismiss that you have feelings, which is part of being human. Those with a disorganized or fearful avoidant attachment style may have a hard time regulating their emotions. They both want and fear intimacy, and in regard to the relationship they have with themselves, they may have a hard time knowing who they are and knowing what they want. Someone with a secure attachment style will know that they're worthy of being loved and will feel comfortable expressing their thoughts and feelings. But going back to this early relationship and how it influences the quality of the relationship that we have with ourselves, whether or not we're able to get our needs met as young children also influences our ability to even know how to take care of ourselves as we get older. If nutritious food wasn't available or opportunities for fun, physical play weren't available, these basic, foundational ways of taking care of ourselves might not be a habit for you. You may become desensitized to your needs and unable to recognize that you have needs or to be able to identify what these needs even are. In addition to our early experiences with our caregivers, our friends and peers can also affect our feelings of worthiness and our self-perception. If we already go into these relationships with a low sense of self-esteem, we can be torn down or we can be raised up by our friends and relationships that we attract in our lives. Likewise, the society we live in can also have an impact on the relationship that we have with ourselves. If you live in a society that doesn't accept who you are based on your ethnicity, gender identification, sexual orientation, immigration status, religion, or any other aspects that contribute to your sense of personal identity, your sense of self-worth can also be affected. So, what can you do to change this? First, you may want to better understand your particular attachment style. You can learn more about attachment styles and take an attachment quiz to find out your unique style at the Attachment Project website. I've included a link in the description below. As well, you can take some time to find out what your particular love language is so that you can begin finding ways to show love towards yourself based on the way that you personally experience and express love. Because remember, you are worthy of being loved, but it needs to start with you first.